Hey guys, welcome to the Sky High Scaling video model. In this video, I'm going to show you a lot of my advanced scaling techniques, systems and strategies that I use to scale my campaigns, t-shirts or winning products, okay? Particularly, I'll exactly show you how I scaled one of my winning ad campaigns step by step that was related for a t-shirt. This video is very structured and will be very easy to follow. Maybe it's going to be a little bit long, but just bear with me, okay? It's full of incredible information. You're very lucky because when I first started, I didn't actually have a very organized system with my scaling process, okay? In fact, it was very kind of sporadic, okay? All over the place. I didn't know exactly what I was doing. I went to try, a few other techniques, plus put some of the things that I do when I have, a winning campaign. And that exactly pretty much what I did. I mean, right now I have everything, together, and I know exactly what to do when I have to scale. So I had a very successful campaign where I only focused on it for a few weeks, setting up a lot of scaling ads. I just followed all the processes, but even with a short amount of time, only 2 weeks of work of checking the ads and monitoring them, I did very well and made a 5-figure profit mark over that period of time. So basically how it all started. It started with a campaign setup at first, so I'm going to dive into what exactly this campaign was, how I did it, why it went so well, how did I do the scaling, and all the amazing stuff, okay? First off, the first step with this was coming up with a plan, okay? And you want to do with pretty much everything. I launched this campaign the first week of May 2016, and at that time, I was thinking people are about to graduate, okay, from high school, college, so I wanted to hit those soon to be graduates, and this is just one of those buzz type of, events, feelings that you can do really well with it, especially with t-shirts if you have the right design. After having launched a lot of campaigns, I know 100% that the design is the most important part when it comes to having a winning t-shirt campaign, hands down. Always keep this in mind, because if you have a great targeting but a very crappy, horrible design, it doesn't really matter, because people are not going to buy it because they just don't want to wear something on their chest that is not cool, okay? Or better, they don't want to represent that, okay? But if you have had targeting, bad advertising, but your design is just absolutely incredible, awesome, and it's, people love it, accept it around, who would like that, then you are still going to see some sales coming through, and it shows you how important the design is, okay? So I took all of this into consideration with my plan and the design I wanted to go with, so I chose to go after the graduation. I combined it with a hot niche, and I just had my designer creating an amazing killer design. Now, with this in mind, knowing that I wanted to hit, the hot niches, wanted to do the graduation angle and a hot design, I wanted to go out and do some market research, okay? So basically what's out there, and see if I could turn it into a quality t-shirt design that people might enjoy, okay? I wanted to see some images and stuff. One of my favorite spots to look for design ideas, things that are really funny in your niches, is just a simple Google search, okay? So what I did was I went to Google and searched for funny graduation caps, okay? I got all the different graduation caps as a result, with a lot of funny stuff on them that can be easily turned into a t-shirt for graduation, okay? Very easily. I went here, checked all the images, and I came up, like, as you can see, with a ton of different results. One of these was pretty funny, was this one right here, Game of Thrones right here, which is pretty cool, which would be very easy, to target for Game of Thrones people that are graduating, okay? Another funny slogan was look at me now, I'm getting paper, which is this one right here, which is pretty funny, which was kind of general graduation, or another one was 99 problems but a degree ain't one, this one right here. And like another one that was very cool was because this one right here, because Hogwarts didn't take FAFSA. And this is another, Harry Potter angle that you can target, okay? Another one was, there's a ton of different right here, and look at this one, like, I still, this one right here, I still understand nothing, or is this graduation? No, this is Patrick, and stuff like this, okay? So, which are all of these are really good examples of possible t-shirt ideas. I'll show you the example I found and have used for my t-shirts, which was this one right here. Master has given Dobby a diploma, gave Dobby a diploma. Dobby is free, with a character Dobby at the bottom and the year of graduation, which was 2016, and Dobby is an Harry Potter character. So this research gave me plenty of ideas on how I wanted to do my shirt. So I picked up that particular funny slogan for my design and recreated that in my own special way. This one right here. So this is how I did the research and find a quality graduation design to go. The next step was dial in my targeting for this campaign. See how I could, angle my ads in Facebook to, all different angles pretty much. See what was the best to start, see what my options were, okay? So I just used the audience insights for this. I'm gonna log in. Now, like I said, I saw that, that Harry Potter design on that graduation cap, okay? So I wanted to look for some Harry Potter interest. And at that time, I was using the PPE ad technique to start my ad and testing out with group interest. Whereas today, I changed my ad style where 90% of my ads are website conversion ads, even my initial starting ads. And I have my ads which are, much broader. Okay, so today, when I start an ad to test, I just use the big interest, in this case, Harry Potter. Okay, and really just let that multiple millions of people optimize as I have the ad go. Okay, especially if I have a winner that I know is going to sell. You would just dial in age, gender, behaviors, but our interests and as far as the audience I want to reach will be much broader. But at the time I started this, I did the PPE campaign, so I was using a lot of different interests. So I did the usual audience insight research. Okay, just go there and type pretty much Harry Potter here. Then what would you do is, and as you can see, the audience is enormous, like 15-20 million people. What would you do is using page likes right here and grab several different other suggestions of interest that I could target in my ad that would be totally related. And for example, in this case, you could find a lot of gems because Harry Potter is a very large interest, 10 to 15 million active people. For example, if I dial into something more focused on targeting real Harry Potter fans, then you are going to get some other ideas, other page interests that you can target, okay? So for Harry Potter, for example, an interest you can target is MuggleNet, okay? Which has a potential audience, if I remember well, like MuggleNet, here we go, has a potential audience, okay, let me take this off for now, of 150 to 100,000 active people. And if you look at page likes, okay, you will get even more unique ideas on interest, like for example, the Harry Potter Alliance, Pottermore, MuggleNet.com, Wizards and whatnot. There was the Leaky Cauldron, the Common Room. We are the Potter Generation, Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, Weasley's Wizarding Wizards. There's a ton of different interests, okay? So as you can see, there's a lot of critical interests right here. There are more targeted, dialed-in interests that I do use in my scaling and targeting system, okay? But what you want to look for is for really large audiences, like I said. This is how you go about audience insights research here to find your options and things like that. The next thing you can look at is the demographics, where you look at the main group of people, okay? Demographics is right here. And in this case, it looks like 68%, actually 82% women and 18% men. The age is like, 25, 34, the largest group for women, which is 40%. And it's like, well, actually, this is, the largest group, okay? So what you want to do there is to look for the best age groups to target your ads. And in this case, the group 18 actually, yeah, 2534 looks seems the best and ideal. Okay, you could actually try the other one at 38%, which is 1825 age range, which is actually pretty cool. I have done it, so it's okay. And but after a lot of testing in the Harry Potter niche and this type of fantasy story niche, I see that actually 18 up to 34 definitely is my best converting spot. But also, I would say 18 to 30 converts very well for other products and designs. So this is how I go researching my targeting group. Before jumping into a new niche, I like to do extensive research, and this allows me to create huge lists of all potential interests that I can find in the niche. Okay, in my case, I created a truly big list of interests in this niche, in the Harry Potter one. Feel free to use it, like I'm gonna show you right now, like all the interests that I was able to come up with. For example, if you would build a list of interests in this niche, you would do something like, let's say, Daniel Radcliffe, Harry Potter, Harry Potter, which is this one right here, is another cool interest. Then, Harry Potter, right here, Harry Potter, film series. There's a ton of different interests. Look, I mean, it's pretty insane. Like all 7 Harry. Actually, let me try Harry Potter. And the Order of the Phoenix, Harry Potter, and the Prisoner. Actually, let me try this one. Soundtrack. This is soundtrack. No, maybe not. Anyway, Harry Potter, Deathly Hallows, Harry Potter Things. Let me see this one, Fun Club. It's a pretty good one. Lego Harry Potter, Fun Club. Yeah, the Order of the Phoenix is another one. Fandom. Let me see. Harry Potter Fandom. This one is pretty cool. Then you got Harry Potter. Harry Potter, Quidditch, this one right here, Hogwarts, Heaven, Hogwarts. So as you can see, there's a ton. I love Harry Potter. Let me see if this one. Here we go. This one is another one, pretty cool. Lord Voldemort. Here it is. So you keep building your list of interests. Okay. Let me see other interests. Ministry of Magic. Here we go. Look, it's starting to becoming huge. Party in Diagon. Boom! Here it is. Party in Diagon Alley. That's a pretty good one. Pottermore. Here we go. It's a website. The Common Room, the one we saw before on page likes. Ron Weasley, for example, is another one. Ron Weasley Fun Club. Ron Weasley's facial expressions. The Leaky Cauldron. Here it is. Wizarding World Harry Potter. Some of them I still remember them. So yeah, I'm just inserting them for you right now. Weasley's Wizard right here. Then Octomania. Muggle. Here we go. Muggle Quidditch. Muggle. There's another one. Then you can also J.K. Rowling. Harry Potter series, J.K. Rowling, and Hogwarts Slag list. Let me see if they have gifts. This one, it's pretty cool. Fan fiction, this one. The other one. So, as you can see, Dumbledore's Army. Okay, so yeah, this is a pretty good one. Okay, you are just going to insert, all the interest, like I showed you. You can even refer to one of my videos in the course. So yeah, like this list is going to be bigger and bigger because you want to make a huge list of interests. Here's another one, for example, that I was thinking right now. Rubius Hagrid, this one. Ron Weasley. That one. So here we go. Pretty much this is like a huge list of interest. In my case, like I said, I created this big list in the Harry Potter niche. You are totally free to swipe it if you want, because like for example, if you want to create t-shirt campaigns in the Harry Potter niche or eventually sell physical products related to this niche, it might get handy in the future. But I personally wouldn't sell copyrighted stuff, of course, unless you are licensed to do that. So as you can see, I have a ton more lists like this one. This is specific for the Harry Potter niche. I have one in the cooking niche, gardening, jewelry. So these lists are like, I have many in different niches like that I can use. And as you can see above it, it's pretty long. And these lists are good for scaling. That's good for knowing what the next move is. And also if you have one ad that you launched and it didn't work, you just try other interests in the list. Create another ad, for example, so you can get better conversions. You will try several different interests, okay? Remember that you want to improve your ads to get better conversions. Always check ad reports so you will know exactly what to do next time. Now, for the next step, you will just multiply your profits, okay? And you can do this by adding a series of things. Like, for example, you can add collections. And basically, here's how it works. You will just set up your campaign for maximum results, okay? For example, when you create your own store, basically what I do is I use my e-com store, but if you use Teespring or BuyerStyle or any other platform, they have the store feature, okay? When those stores are set up, they have the great little, pages that increase the order amounts that people are making. Basically, they come in, they see the initial shirt that you are selling, they see a related products area or store area where they can see other products related to that you have on sale, okay? They might add, let's say, 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, of those to the cart and order them right away. So they order the initial shirt. Let's say it costs $25, okay? If they buy all the other stuff, let's say with the tank top, hoodies, and other stuff, the total will be around, let's say, 150. And this happens all the time. If you have the right collections and the right options for the buyers to add more products to the cart and add related products that are just, displayed there, okay? The other option, another great thing that you can do is upsells or one-click upsells. Basically, in this case, I tried a few upsells, basically with my e-commerce stores, it would be one-click upsells, which it happens immediately when the customer click on add to cart or they going to click, the checkout. And it has been increasing our conversions a lot more. I also do, buyer autoresponders basically a lot. So when someone buys, they can get a bunch of emails sent to them to give them to discount codes, sell them other products. You can even, show them related products, do further promos, stuff like that. They might like it as well, different things like that. So that's how I'm having success with my e-commerce stores. Now, if I use Teespring, ViraStyle, or any other platform, something like that, I would definitely set up upsells for every single product in place and then just add easy money after the purchase, okay? So with a campaign that I'm about to jump through, and I'm going to show you in a bit, this is how I did it with very minimum effort. This is how you want to do it, okay? You want to implement these techniques because they work. Like I said, I did 2 weeks of advertising, just watching the stats, monitoring them, see what was going on. And because it was graduation, okay, I did start early to mid-May. I started to get the ball rolling really late when next year, starts at around February. But for this year, I started in May, and really everyone ends graduation, okay? They all graduate by like the 1st of June, mid-June at the latest, and that really, killed the profits, because ever since the beginning of June, the old graduation buzz is gone, okay? So a lot of people bought the shirt before graduation wasn't coming. Parents saw it and they were like, oh, okay, we need this, for my daughter, for my son. And I had some issues, personally with Scalable Press at that time with the printing, because, oh my God, they really got stuck with all the orders that were coming through. And I remember I did over 900 sales at that time with this, and they came in, really quick. So a lot of those weren't shipped out in time. Anyways, even though, I was doing a little campaign, I had to find a new company to get the shirts shipped right away. But still, I was able to come on top and sold at the end over $23,000. The ad was done exactly like this. I'm going to show you quickly. I had an ad spend of $2,300, and it was a PPE campaign that I started and tested with, and then I jumped into the website conversion WC campaign, scale, and do all the other good stuff. Now, out of the $2,300, I was able to generate 904 sales with a revenue of over $23,000. I think it was, if I remember well, $23,039.40. And this revenue wasn't only shirts, of course, but I added hoodies, tank tops, and other stuff. I had 3-4 color options: black, purple, green, red, blue, gray. Now, the material cost was roughly $9,000, and it includes shipping as well. The cool thing is that I had 904 sales, and I was doing my own fulfillment, and I chose the option for screen printing. Now, if you find those fulfillers out there, you are not using the middleman platforms, then you can get some super cheap costs, like around $5 to $6 per shirt, okay, with 2 free shipping costs, $3 shipping costs. So we are talking under $10, okay, per se, where basically what I'm charging is $25 minimum for a t-shirt plus $5 shipping. So what I'm getting is, if it's $10 cost per shirt at most, then I'm seeing like $20 profit per sale at least, which is very cool. I did have some extra orders, double orders too, with our second company, so that I could make up on the first order that was getting stuck, okay, because that was a nightmare at that time. Can't tell you what I went through that period, having customer support mess with people ordering shirts and they didn't receive them, okay, or they couldn't just find them. Now that I had multiple fulfillers, I just minimized the risks and make things happen easily. But after this bad period, I was able to make around over $11,500 profit. So this was how the campaign was set up. Now I will talk to you about the ads that I ran for this campaign. I did basically 2 rounds. First round was testing, and I'm going to show you right now. And round 2 was scaling. Round 1, like I said, I did a PPE ad, which is the page post engagement. I did a broad list of interests. You can see the exact ad numbers right here. The campaign was graduation, actually 2016. Ad set US W, 1725 mobile, post engagement over 34,000, reach 133,471, frequency 2. These were my exact ad numbers. The CDR 13%, which was great. Relevance score 10/10. So now I want to show you the ad copy that I used for this campaign. This was the ad copy by yours here. Link, limited edition, tank shirt and hoodie with more styles available. Tag 5 people you think will love this shirt. Your t-shirt here. You will insert your t-shirt here. That was for my campaign. This campaign, like I said, was crazy. Ended up getting 19,000 likes with almost 5,000 comments. Now the targeting I want to show you specifically age range 17-25. These are girls that I have just graduated, gender of course female. These were all the interests that I showed you previously. My initial ad, I crossed various interests. Basically I had intersected also interests where I was targeting Harry Potter, Daniel Radcliffe, Harry Potter. These were all my interests, Magellan, like I showed you before. And here we go, the common room, the leaky cauldron. Like I said, use the audience insights because it really gives you amazing insights on your interests. You can really narrow down your niche, your specific niche. Now for the interest, I was also targeting graduation, college prep type of interest, which was more going for those high school grad girls. They are just graduating, ready, graduate high school, graduating high school, college prep or senior week, PSAT and SQT. Mobile placement, newsfeed, estimated daily reach was 2,000 to 5,200 people out of 240,000. This campaign was really killer. The first 7 days I was getting like 1 cent per post engagement cost, but even after this whole run of a month, which was absolutely incredible for me, and since this was a PPE and the CDR was very high, like I show you, was 13%. This happens a lot with the PPE ads, okay? You are going to get higher CDRs with the viral campaigns and stuff like that. And of course, I got a ton of people sharing the shirt, like I showed you previously, a lot of shares. I said it many times, you want people to make your shirt go viral, especially in the t-shirt industry, okay? Now, on the PPE ad campaign, I didn't target only the girls that were just graduating, but I was also targeting mothers, okay? So, like I said, this is an error, was 2016, campaign graduation 2016 PPE, ad set US W2550, 4 months mobile, post engagement 44,000, reach 158,842, frequency 198, CDR 9%, clicks 29,000. Okay, so now I want to show you quickly the targeting that I did for mothers of the graduates, and location of course United States. Like I said, some interest, I kept some interest of the as the original ad, Daniel Radcliffe, fan fiction, fandom, Harry Potter fan, Pottermania, Pottermore, the Wizard and World of Harry Potter, etc. And then I targeted parent selection, 18-26, of course off, parents with adult children, age range 25-54, targeting moms of graduates, gender female, mobile placement newsfeed, estimated daily reach was 1,600 to 4,100, people of 75,000. So this ad was targeted to mothers, like I said, who are fans of Harry Potter, so their children would probably be fans as well, of course. This ad had less click-through rating, and these things like that, higher cost per post engagement, but this was definitely my better seller in the beginning with a PPE ad. Parents are the ones who obviously buy this product because it's like, a graduation gift for their kids, for their sons, their children. So this is how I started my test. The first few days I saw I had a huge winner. I had a lot of good sales coming through with a really high ROI, and about day 4 or 5 I decided to start scaling with WC, website conversion ad, to maximize sales. This helped me make an extra couple hundred of sales, and not scale too quickly as far as scaling up goes, okay? As far as increasing, budget and spending more per ad. And this is what I really learned kind of lately, okay? You don't want to bump an initial individual ad or ad set budget too much and too quickly, because Facebook is optimizing your ad all the time. If you bump that budget too quickly, then Facebook has to allow more people to come in and see your offer. If you don't bump up accordingly in the right sequential order, then you are not going to have the best optimization from Facebook. And this is the key to kill it as far as ROI goes. Allow Facebook basically to optimize correctly and let them do their job. And this is what you really want to do, these days. After the first 7-8 days, I saw this was a win. I knew it was time to start diving in. So I just looked into the Facebook report. I saw what was going on. I saw the parents ad, was selling more, but still the 17-25 one was still having a positive ROI, smaller compared to the parents, okay? But it was bringing in such good cost per engagement and viral activity. Mothers were tagging other mothers who were tagging their friends and on, okay? People were sharing it, and all the ton of shares is what made me basically a ton of sales. So that was round 1 testing. That is how I started. That was the first 4 days that I tested things out and did things that way. Now, regard round two, I started basically my scaling system, my scaling process. I started scaling up. I started very slowly at first, okay, with a $5 budget, okay, and I barely even bump up from $5 a day, but when I do, I have a really good campaign that's taking off like this one. I try to raise at least $10 to $20 per ad if I can. These days I'm only bumping like, you know, $10 to $15 to 20% at most per day after I've you know, let it optimize for a few days on the first run. So I let my ads sit at $5 a day for 3-4 days. Then Facebook optimize it, check out what's happening, and then if I have a really good ROI, still then I start bumping to 10 to 20% per day until I hit that max of $25. Okay? But I'd rather, you know, scale out, you know, where instead of scaling up, we bump budgets, okay, right here. This is another of my techniques. Bump budgets on a single ad where I go from $10 to $20 and show it more to more people, okay, more and more people. Scaling out is a great technique where you break down what that initial audience is. So if I'm targeting the first ad, you know, 25 to 64 males and females on mobile and desktop targeting, you know, Harry Potter, then I can scale out in a ton of different ways. I'm going to show you these ways. You can scale out by separating the ad between gender and having two ad sets there. You can scale out by separate, you know, the ads by placement, by having 4 separate ad sets where I'd have 2 different, personally, I'd have 2 different on, you know, 2 different ads on mobile and 2 on desktop. You can scale out by age groups, you know, and Facebook allows different age groups. You can check it out. So I can break it down, you know, to those. These days, even with a giant broad targeting, okay, that I do, sometimes I even break it down to 2 or even 1 year intervals, just so that I can break it down and let Facebook really optimize. Like I said, this really broad giant interest like Harry Potter will still have hundreds of thousands to even, you know, couple of millions in that single ad set, even with 1 year age group. And the last one, you can also scale out by creating those ads with the same targeting by simply using different interests. Here's how I do it. Let me tell you really quickly. I create my big list of interests that I can use in individual ads and break it down the same way between all the demographic pieces and see what converts best there. This is what scaling out pretty much is, creating as many ads as possible that are scaling out, okay? They can be scaled out. Basically, you break them down to where you are getting, you know, dial them even more on who you're targeting and what's going on. So that was one way to go about scaling out. Another way, another technique that I use is custom audiences. Scaling out with custom audiences. Basically, for this particular campaign, I created a custom audience of 3,600 people. I called it Dobit Graduation 2016. And this is a ton of people, you know, for your custom audience. I set this up on day 1, okay, of the campaign when I was launching, and then when someone visits your sales page, Facebook collects them, okay? So I had 3,600 people that I set up, you know, my ads for. One way to go about it is to set up ads using the audience, and I do this for a few reasons. One reason is to, use a retargeting ad where I use this to show the same people that sold this product, show them again the product, because statistically, you know, it takes like 7 to 10 views, 8 to 10 views on a product sales page for the person that's interested to actually buy. So we have these people that have visited the page, and we shoot them the ad 7 to 10 times so that they hit that view mark enough that they can purchase, okay? So I created a retargeting ad and broke it down in each individual style. So I had the shirts, tank tops, and long sleeves, okay? Now, I want to show you the retargeting ad that I created for the shirts. The shirt version was Campaign Master 2016 WC ad set, retargeting ad shirts, conversions 19, reach 2,697, frequency 5.76, total spent $126.57, average cost per conversion was $5.81. Now the copy, pretty simple. Grab this limited shirt while you still can. More styles available, not in stores. You will insert here the image of your shirt. Okay, don't miss out on this. Your website link right here. And this was the short version of retargeting ad that was using, the same audience I showed you before, and this ad was doing pretty well, especially the average cost per conversion. Usually, if I want to do retargeting in a big way, what I do is start testing like 50 to 100 different images and add copy styles and variations just to see what's working the best, because retargeting, is kind of sometimes, a little difficult, a little tricky here to it. That super great money mark, okay? Of course, you want to make big money, but it's better to test different variations to achieve big numbers. You might want to create other variations of the same retargeting ad with different colors, backgrounds, and other stuff. Now, another way to, scale out is with lookalike audiences. From this custom audience, and you can also do this from conversion pixels. Okay, so here's what happened. This is another way to create a lookalike audience from, the custom audience. And like I said, you can also use the conversion pixel. Now, here's what happened. I have a conversion pixel on my e-commerce stores, okay? But that pixel is for the entire store. So I didn't actually create a lookalike audiences for that, for the store pixel, for the shirt, okay? Now, if I had the individual shirt pixel here, I would have definitely created lookalike audiences around that pixel, and this would be a great way to boost reach and make more sales. I actually totally forgot. I didn't just had that in place in my e-commerce store at that time, so I just didn't bother with it. Don't make my mistake. Avoid this at all costs. This is something you should definitely have in place, especially when you scale out one of your campaigns, okay? If you have that individual product pixel on the page, or even a niche specific pixel, then go for it. This is something you should definitely have in place, especially, like I said, when you scale out one of your campaigns. Now, I want to show you the lookalike audience I created for my Dobby campaign that it, didn't really do great. Most people will never show you, the ads that are not doing well or not converting well. Campaign Master 2016 WC, that was my mistake. So yeah, but I ran it this year. So ads said lookalike audience 5%, Harry Potter mobile, daily budget $5, estimated daily reach was 1,400. 3,800 people of over 4 million people targeting for this ad. I used custom audience lookalike US 5%, W graduation 2016, location United States, interest Harry Potter, age 1765, mobile placement newsfeed ad. Okay, now the ad numbers were conversions 3, cost per conversion $10, reach 18,000, frequency 1.02, clicks 1,731, CTR 8%, 8-9%, relevant score 10. If you take a look at the conversions, you will notice that yes, it was making money, but not at the level I was expecting. So I just shut it off. In this case, you just close it down. I only spent like 20 bucks on it, so it's not a big loss. Okay. Now, the another way is by targeting behaviors. This is something I started to use more of. This was pretty much the ad that I created, Campaign Master 2016, ads in US, pretty much parents of 2016 graduates, behavior mobile, daily budget $5, estimated daily reach 470, 1,200 people of 1 million. Targeting for this ad was location, United States, behaviors. Like I said, I targeted by behaviors, parents of graduates, 2016, age 18, 65, gender female, mobile placement newsfeed. So if I look at the entire campaign I set up for 10 days, I saw an initial boost, and then the graduation, started to kick in. And at the end of the graduation time, the campaign was kind of dying out. So I had the new ads that I set up with behavior. There was a new option availability that, Facebook makes, which is cool. Plus my retargeting ads I was running, I got the age groups separated with the major interests out there. For example, age group 17 to 20 was the biggest one. Even 17 to 18 was converting well too. Parents with adult children as well. I went on mobile only for most of these ads. Okay, I didn't do actually any desktop, probably a few. Lookalike audiences were converting well for me. We're doing much better on the converting pixels. Like I said, don't make that mistake. You want to make sure your pixels are all in place. I had more interest options I could use. I had a lot more separation that I could have done if I wasn't so busy at a time with other stuff, other ads, campaigns that I was running, funnels, etc. I gotta really dive into this. I would probably be able to absolutely crush it. Okay. Another way I decided to scale with this was by having an asset of graduates for 2016. So I started selling mugs, necklaces for graduates, and of course other related shirts. So like I said, this is a big business, guys, because it's not only the shirts, but it can expand on several products, mugs. For example, you can create a lot of stuff. Okay, so I even created another Harry Potter shirt, which did very well, sold over 170 units. Ad numbers were doing really well, where I just used the same custom retargeting audience and I was sending them the new shirt. So this is basically how I go to scale out my successful campaigns. Now, after this campaign has given me a lot of insights of what I should do next year, I see how powerful graduation is and how big this once in a lifetime event is when it happens. Okay, so for the next year, I'm thinking to I'm going to redo it. Okay, and you could actually swipe this entire process that I showed you right now. I mean, so one thing you want to do is plan this advance. This video, guys, is pure gold because I'm literally disclosing my entire scaling strategies with you here. So you can literally reproduce this campaign for next year like I just did. So it wouldn't be too difficult. Just copy and paste. So I got already, let's say, all the next year laid out personally and mapped out, and I will know exactly what needs to be done this time. Because once you do something, then the second time is easy. So you just have to execute and follow the process pretty much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start focusing on seniors this year. Okay, all right. I just given you out my my secret. Okay, so mothers of seniors, and build those audiences, those custom audiences, those buyer lists, and those prospect lists as big as possible the next 8 months. And then when February hits next year, I'm going to launch a lot of graduation shirts and products and really hit this market hard. And that's a super easy way to do it since I have already done it. Like I said, you can do the exact same thing, but you need to have the right audiences and assets in place. So like I said, guys, I just gave you the map, okay, the treasure map. You just have to go back to this video, watch it carefully, and then implement. So that was about it. I really hope you enjoyed this video.